They say that every morning there are only two choices to make. You think about your dreams and go back to sleep, or you get up and make them happen. In life, all it takes is to decide to wake up and do it. With challenges come people who care and are willing to help. People with willing hands and open hearts. This is the very principle to which the Insular Foundation is built on, the premium given to education and to our scholars' personal successes, so that the journey of our scholars can begin. Some strive to climb up, while some take a look back and pay it forward. Through the years,
Recording in
the
progress.
Foundation continues to instill in its scholars the importance of creating a difference to the world. This is the legacy that the Foundation has made as it continues to thrive on its 50th year of promoting community development in the areas of education, sustainable environment, disaster response, employee volunteerism, all towards the goal of building self-reliance among the communities it serves. Established in 1962 and incorporated in 1969 under the name of Insular Life Educational Foundation, or ILEF, the Insular Foundation Incorporated stands as one of the first corporate foundations in the Philippines. Since then, it has served thousands of school children attain higher education, as well as trained hundreds of teachers and principals across the country. Beginning 2008, the scholarship program has focused on grantees under the Education and BS Mathematics and BS Statistics curriculum from the University of the Philippines Diliman and 5 other state universities, covering tuition and miscellaneous fees to empower them to giving back to the country. Since then, it has awarded thousands of scholarship grants to more than 3,000 participating high schools, benefiting around 3,500 valedictorians under the Insular Life Gold Eagle Award each year.
We've had many graduates over the years. I meet a lot of executives of corporates now. They take pride in telling me that, in fact, they were among the scholars. Some have taken on CEO roles. It's just really heartwarming to hear their stories of success.
Apart from its college scholarships, the Foundation has expanded its contribution to education to the donation of disaster-resilient school buildings, school tables and chairs, and financial educational video materials for high schools, as well as storybooks and storytelling workshops for elementary students. The Foundation also puts a premium on disaster response programs. The Foundation has also added programs on the conservation of our environment through partnerships with organizations such as the Philippine Eagle Foundation and the Philippine Bamboo Foundation. Employees and agents also actively contribute to the Foundation's many programs through the Adopt a Scholar program, as well as outreach activities.
It's a different feeling that you have when there is somebody there who is willing to support you. They were not asking for anything in return.
Para sa akin, ang Insular Foundation ay sina mama at papa. Alam ko na kahit matapos ang college life, yung Insular Foundation, nandiyan pa rin sila para sa akin.
Hindi man ako naging doktor ng mga may sakit, kaya ko nang tumulong sa paggamot naman ng kinabukasan ng ating kabataan.
Now that I'm in this age, I want to leave a mark, to make an impact in the world beyond what's normally associated with most people.
I want to honor and congratulate the men and women behind Insular Foundation. We hope to be able to be a force for good for the communities where we are and for the individuals who've been touched by the foundation. Hopefully, they can say that their lives are more meaningful, are made better because of Insular Foundation. I enjoy and invite everyone to continue to support Insular Foundation, and let's make it to the next 50 to a century.
Strong at independent, lahat ay kinakaya. Para sa anak, negosyo, para sa buong pamilya. Kayod hanggang umaga, todo ipon ng pera. Pero ang kinikita, sapat nga ba? But money ain't a problem, there's a way that you can handle it. Tamang edukasyon, pangarap mo'y makakamit. Pagpaplano ang solusyon, paghandaan mo na, magsimula na ngayon. Power na Pinay sa lahat ng bagay. Halika na't matutong sumabay. In control, independent, you can make your money grow. You're a shiro, be a shiro. Power na Pinay sa lahat ng bagay. Halika na't matutong sumabay. In control, independent, you can make your money grow. You're a shiro, be a shiro. Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Inka ba? Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Tara na, Pilipina, tara na, tara na, tara na, Pilipina, tara na. Be financially smart for your family and future. Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Inka ba? You're a shiro, be a shiro. It's never too early, no, it's never too late. Gotta save and invest now, no more reason to wait. Simulan mo na, paghandaan ng future. Ano man ang mangyari, ikaw ay secure. Mga bigla ang kailangan para sa kalusugan. Mga pagsubok ng buhay ay kaya mong lampasan. Ikaw ay confident sa iyong kinabukasan. Ikaw ay prepared in life. Oh, ang bawat ng Pinay sa lahat ng bagay. Halika na't matutong sumabay. In control, independent, you can make your money grow. You're a shiro, be a shiro. Ang bawat ng Pinay sa lahat ng bagay. Halika na't matutong sumabay. In control, independent, you can make your money grow. You're a shiro, be a shiro. Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Inka ba? Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Tara na, Pilipina, tara na, tara na, tara na, Pilipina, tara na. Be financially smart for your family and future. Inako, Pilipina, inka ba? Inka ba? You're a shiro, be a shiro. Inako, in life, in tayo, you're a shiro. Inako, in life, in tayo, be a shiro. Inako, in life, in tayo, you're a shiro. Inako, in life, in tayo, be a shiro.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
The COVID-19 global pandemic has afflicted thousands of Filipinos. The enhanced community quarantine has affected the lives of even more. Among the most vulnerable are our health workers. They are leading our fight against COVID-19. They are discriminated in public areas on their way to work, but they still go to work anyway. They care for the sick, knowing that they too may be afflicted, but they still care anyway. They get sick. Some are healed, but they still go back to the front lines anyway. We pay tribute to their sacrifice during this public health crisis. Insular Foundation, together with InLife employees and agents, and Insular Healthcare, are one with the nation in this battle against COVID-19. We empower them to care for the sick, to protect themselves, to heal a nation. Insular Foundation is one with the Filipinos in these trying times.
Welcome to the InLife Negosyo Challenge 2022 awarding ceremony with me, Michael Louise. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be hosting in front of all of you today. How are you all doing? Are you guys excited? Yes! All right. Once again, this event is a part of our social enterprise 9-month journey of in-depth learning, mentoring, networking, and today pitching for the investors rather, and sharing what they aim for as an enterprise. We just had a very exciting experience this morning as we listened to the top 10 social enterprises and their powerful pitches. You know, I believe that each of these enterprises are definitely worth celebrating. So why don't you all give yourselves a big round of applause? You know what? Needless to say, all of your concepts really deserve to be on the top list. And later on, we will know who the 4 winners of this Negosyo Challenge will be. Yes, I can see excited faces. And now to reiterate the prizes, 2 runners-up will get 250,000 pesos each, and the second placer will get 500,000 pesos. And now, the grand winner will take home 1 million pesos. And each of the winners will also receive a 6-month-long incubation support as well. All right, let's get into it. Now, to welcome all of us is an exceptionally successful business leader with over 30 years of experience in retail, wealth, investments, and as well as private banking, and the last 6 years in insurance industry. She managed global and regional and as well as country-level businesses and operations in large international companies and developed and emerging markets in the Asia Pacific and as well as the US. She was recognized by the illustrious Forbes magazine as one of the 25 Asia Power Business Women in 2019, and Business Insider Australia cited her as one of the 100 people transforming business in Asia. She has served as a member of the Advisory Council for Gender and Development by the World Bank Group for 2 terms, where she progressed the women agenda in the global and local stage today. She has her sights set on lifting other women through her advocacy in InLife Shiro's movement. Now, in December 2021, Citi conferred an award to her as Distinguished Alumni for Leadership and Ingenuity. Friend, please welcome InLife's Executive Chairperson, Miss Nina D. Aguas.
Magandang araw. I could not recognize the person getting introduced. I thought about it. Is that me? Well, it has to be me. Well, magandang araw uli. And to all the contestants ba ang tawag natin, Ana? Best of luck to you. We will know the answer in a few minutes. But let me just say this. It's a joy to be with all of you in person today. I'm happy that we are slowly weaning ourselves from the restrictions of face-to-face interactions. 2 years or so living in fear of COVID, lockdowns, and confinements for reason of public health have affected us in so many ways. The pandemic took lives of friends and family, and we must continue to pray for all of them. Along with illness and death, the pandemic brought widespread economic disruption. Businesses closed and unemployment surged to the levels not seen since the Great Depression in the 1920s and 30s. Of the over 1 million enterprises in 2021, around 57,000 temporarily ceased operations, but almost 260,000 enterprises permanently shut down. Most affected are the micro and small enterprises, which saw their sales shrink more and more, and their cash drained faster than bigger firms. Women comprise the big majority of these enterprises, and they are the ones who are disproportionately affected as workers and as business owners. So let's move beyond the statistics, and start rebuilding women's careers and businesses. This is where InLife and Insular Foundation would like to make a difference. In March 2019, we launched a most ambitious program on women empowerment. the InLife Heroes Advocacy and Movement, partnership with the International Finance Corporation, or IFC, a member of the World Bank Group. The InLife Heroes is an advocacy to empower Filipino women to take charge of one's economic, social, health, and overall well-being. We join the collective effort that is being done for women by other like-minded organizations, but our focus is on helping women become self-reliant and financially independent. When women generate their own income, they invest more in their families and their communities. Women economic empowerment is a powerful catalyst for progress. Now, 3 years into the movement, we've been able to reach 7.3 million Filipinos through awareness-building activities, in-person and virtual learning sessions on topics that are relevant to women's public health, development, career, business opportunities, and many more. Our source is Philippine Statistics Authority, assisting women-led and women-focused social enterprises. It's a natural progression of our women empowerment advocacy. Well, our Insular Foundation readily picked up the advocacy as a CSR program as well, which saw the creation of the InLife Negosyo Challenge. The InLife Negosyo Challenge was designed to find startup social enterprises where purpose is to give women and marginalized sectors economic opportunities to earn enough income in order to reach a decent standard of living and every human being deserves. We believe that once a person achieves economic independence, dignity is restored. And when dignity is restored, the person finds a sense of purpose and is inspired to do good for the bigger community. And thus, the snowball effect of doing good happens. Thus, InLife Insular Foundation and InLife Heroes are looking to fund the social enterprises who has the biggest potential to do this. And in partnership with our implementers, Real Grow and Invest, I think we have found them. I'm as excited as all of you to find out who are the 4 worthy social enterprises who will receive our cash grants and extensive mentorship. I wish all 10 social enterprises all the very best. Thank you, and again, magandang araw.
Thank you very much, Miss Nina D. Aguas. You know what? Your wise, humble, capable, and empowered spirit is truly infectious. InLife is definitely empowered by you. Why don't we give her another round of applause, everyone? Definitely such an inspiring woman. And now, speaking of inspiration, let's take some more time from this special message by the co-founder and CEO of Vilgrow Philippines, an early-stage impact incubator that funds, mentors, and nurtures social entrepreneurs. She also co-founded Unlock Impact, a social impact advisory firm focused on scaling inclusive solutions that tackle gender and climate across the Asia Pacific. She is the co-chair of the ANDE or ANDE East and Southeast Asia Steering Committee. She is the host of the podcast Talk Impact, a show for and about leaders at the front lines of social change in Asia. In 2020, she was recognized as a youth gender champion by the UN Women Asia Pacific Women's Empowerment Principles Awards. Please welcome entrepreneur, investor, and gender advocate working across South and Southeast Asia. We have Ms. Priya Tachadi.
Thank you so much, and thank you for that. And wow, I mean, I feel super honored to be following Nina, and really kind of nervous and stressed as well, but what a role model. Thank you for everything that you're doing, Nina, and thank you for leading us to this day. Again, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, excited. What an exciting day it has already been, and I know I stand between the announcement, but I've been given the small task of getting us all thinking about entrepreneurship and what it means. And so I'm actually going to take a few minutes to talk about something that is so integral and a part of every entrepreneur's journey, and that is failure. So very quick check. How many of us in this room, raise your hand if you've been really afraid of failure? All right? All of us, almost every single one of us. And that's absolutely normal and okay, because it is a part of life. We don't like it, but it is a huge part of life, and definitely a huge part of an entrepreneur's life. Let me take you back. 2007, I packed my bags and I got onto my very first international flight, leaving my country for the first time. And I went to the United Kingdom, Britain, England. It had been my dream. Ever since I was a child, I used to be one of those kids who, took the newspaper and pretended I was a BBC newsreader, recorded myself, got my British accent perfectly right. So I was waiting for this moment, and everyone in my family knew it. And so they really helped me to get there. And I went there in 2007. What a wonderful year. It was everything that I expected and more. I went to study. I loved it. And I moved to London in 2008, September. Just as the global financial crash happened. Lehman Brothers fell the same week, triggering many years of doom and gloom. And that was something that was never in my worldview at all. I had no idea. I'd never thought about a financial crisis. But what happened in the next 3 years is that my dreams came sort of crashing down. I had imagined this life I was going to build for myself in England, have a job, earn the British pound, probably, find somebody, maybe marry a handsome British guy, all of these things that were in my head. And I found myself in the doom and gloom of the financial crisis, walking around with other graduates of top schools, looking desperately at least for a job at Tesco. Because it was very, very hard. In those 3 years that I tried to find a job, of course, I did lots of internships with amazing social impact organizations, but it was not enough because of the crisis, the government changed rules on how much you should earn to get a work visa and all of that stuff. 3 years later, I had to make the hard decision of going back to my country, leaving behind really a trail of broken dreams because my family, they'd helped me get a student loan, which had just grown bigger and bigger in the financial crisis. And there was no way that I could pay it back now because, I didn't have the job paying me the pounds. But I went home, leaving behind those dreams, but also really in the depths of a financial depression and also a personal depression. For the first 3 months, I really couldn't get out of bed. Though, I'd really tried to start applying for jobs. My sister somehow got me to apply to a policy job. She's like, you went to study politics and development. You should do something with it. So go to this job. And so I moved again to Delhi, a city I had never lived in before. Though being Indian, I don't speak Hindi. So it was, again, a place that I didn't know anyone. But somehow, I put those pieces together. And it felt like, okay, maybe it was meant to be because, I got a great job. I started working in impact investing after policy. I met the guy I eventually married. And so when I look back, there were two sort of big lessons for me there. One was that for the first time in my life, I realized that I was a really resilient person. That I knew that when I hit absolute rock bottom, like I did, when I had to pack up my dreams and go back and, go back into huge amounts of student debt, I knew that I could still rise up from hitting rock bottom. I didn't know that about myself. It was probably the first time I actually didn't have a safety net. I didn't have someone I could just call to say, please transfer some money into my account. I didn't have that. But I knew that I could somehow find the strength to bounce back. And the second thing that I learned was about, planning and preparing. I had never thought of the scenario of not being able to have a job that didn't give me pounds to pay back my student loan. I had not planned for a scenario at all. So that's what happened. Let me fast forward to 2016. I found myself packing my bags yet again. And then coming to this little country, beautiful country that I had never thought of in my life before because I was very Western thinking. But I found myself coming to the Philippines because, that failure led me to Delhi, where I met this guy who now moved to the Philippines because he was pursuing his own ambitions. And so I found myself in the Philippines. And a country where I thought, my partner then had a fancy job. He worked just 2 buildings from here in another insular life building. Would have had this amazing network of people that I could just plug into. But I landed here and realized that, he knew nobody except for the people in his office because he was away from me and he just worked all the time. So I came to a country thinking that I will get into the space of entrepreneurship and impact investing, but I didn't know a single other person other than him. And so I felt like, I was starting over from sort of zero. And in a year, I spent traveling around this beautiful country, figuring out who are these people that I want to say that I want to help. So I traveled around the country. I didn't know, I traveled even in Mindanao, in Barm during the siege. I just really didn't get the context that much. But I met, I think, close to 100 entrepreneurs. I met almost everyone in the entrepreneurship and startup space. And a year later, I decided that, okay, I am going to go on my entrepreneurial venture and set up Will Grow, an incubator, because I knew then that my purpose was really to support social entrepreneurs, support other women entrepreneurs. And I kind of started. And the first year was so hard. I had another big feeling. I found a few entrepreneurs who kind of said, okay, like this person is saying she's helped all these entrepreneurs in India. And so maybe a few people placed their trust. But at the end of the first year, I had no money because, I was fortunate enough that someone, my partner could give me a house and meals and clothes. I didn't have to worry. But I had zero budget to start a business because, I had no savings, given my previous, endeavors. But I kind of went for it because I thought, okay, I've moved here, I've taken all this risk, let me do it. And I started out with an intern, and we started working with a few companies. And I thought I was doing okay. I was on my way. And at the end of the first year, one of the entrepreneurs turned around to me and said, it's taking too much time for you to help me. I'm leaving your program, your support. And at this time, I felt really hurt because, I was operating out of my house. All these entrepreneurs are working in my living room. And I thought I was, starting to do something. But that was a wake-up call for me. It was another kind of setback. So I think what I've really learned is that failure and mistakes are a huge part of success. It is such a critical component of success. And without those failures and mistakes, you are never going to move forward. So what I wanted to share today very briefly is that as social entrepreneurs, you're going to face so many challenges. You already have, many of you have come out and survived the pandemic. As Nina was saying, the number of businesses that actually closed down were huge, but you're here, right? That is amazing. You're here, you're rising up, you are moving forward. So whether you've reflected on it or not, all of your failures and setbacks have brought you here. And the failures that you might have or the mistakes that are going to be ahead of you is definitely going to keep propelling you forward. And I think that's what we really, really have to remember, that failure is a component of success. It's going to be there along with us as we move forward. And I hope you'll take the opportunity to reflect. And when you feel really, really bad and you feel like you're hitting rock bottom, remember that you have what it takes to rise back up. You have what it takes, and you've proven that over and over again. And every mistake is a learning opportunity. And so I hope that as you move forward with this ambition, this crazy ambition of building a profitable company and creating impact, you're daring already very, very high. You're on your way. So I'm here to say that there are many of us here who want to support you and who are there, hoping to build a safety net for you. But ultimately, you have to define what your success metric is. It might change over time. Don't let anyone else define that for you. If you want to build a legacy business, go ahead. If you want to build a unicorn, go ahead. If you want to build a small business, that's okay, right? Decide for yourself what is your success metric. Take all of these failures in your stride. There's a great quote by another British guy, who I read a lot, Winston Churchill, which really is that success is not final, failure is not fatal, and the only thing that's really important is that the courage that keeps moving you forward. So I know in my bones that each of you here have the courage to move forward. It has been an incredible honor to get to know you and working with our friends at InLife Foundation and Invest to be putting this program together. So congratulations again, and we are here to support you. Your success is our success. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening.
Miss Priya Tachadi, everyone. Wow, thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into your life. And I love how much of an eager learner you are. I believe that that is, one of the most vital traits that we need to have in order for us to continue growing in life. And of course, that was such a quotable quote that you mentioned. Truly, failures are our ladder to success. Once again, let's give her a big, big round of applause, everyone. A big part of the InLife Negosyo Challenge this year is to learn more and become more equipped with the right skills in these times. Now, we proceed to enrich our knowledge, especially with our businesses set in the new normal. Now, let me introduce your keynote speaker for this topic. As founder of the Philippine Center for Entrepreneurship, Go Negosyo, he believes in the importance of cultivating an optimistic and persevering attitude. Along with his team at Go Negosyo, he hopes to alleviate poverty in the Philippines by promoting an entrepreneurial mindset and by leading programs that help grow small businesses with a goal of one day transforming the Philippines into a nation of entrepreneurs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he, in his capacity as the Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, led the private sector in the Project ARC initiative, which sought to make mass testing accessible and affordable in workplaces and in communities by seeking out and introducing testing innovations and technology. Joey was appointed Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in 2005 and again by President Rodrigo Duterte in 2016. And under President Marcos Jr., he was tasked to lead the Jobs Committee of the Private Sector Advisory Council. He is concurrently the Vice Chairperson of the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development Council and the Chairman of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council. He is a multi-awarded executive and currently serves as the chairman and president of RFM Corporation. He is also chairman of the RFM Unilever Ice Cream Corporation and director and executive committee member of Concepcion Industries Incorporated. Now joining us live via Zoom to talk about the role of MSMEs and social enterprises in the country's recovery post-COVID-19. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Jose Joey A. Concepcion III.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Insular Foundation, the Board of Trustees, led by your chairperson, Ms. Nina Aguas, for inviting me to speak. I have wanted to do it live, but unfortunately my schedules are pretty tight. I had to leave for an out-of-town engagement. But as you know, entrepreneurship and MSME development is something close to what I do. And I'm told that you've launched your InLife Negosyo Challenge. This is your awarding ceremony. And just to give you a view of how I look at the landscape of entrepreneurship in this country, as far as the Philippines, I've been around doing this for the last 17 years. I started under the leadership of then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. That was 17 years ago when we started. And actually, we celebrate our 17 years anniversary this coming December for Go Negosyo. At the very start, as you know, those were challenging years during the early days of President Macapagal Arroyo. And the Philippines was still grappling with a lot of challenges. And like every presidency, there are always challenges. But why did I get into helping MSMEs? No? And I felt that, as we all see, in our midst we have a lot of small entrepreneurs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, from sari-sari stores to carinderias to peddlers to name it, clothing shops. I mean, they're all over. And the bulk of that is really sari-sari and carinderias. No? And if you look at our micro-entrepreneurs, which comprise 99% of the entire business community, if you consider micro as part of the negosyo community, they're huge. So MSMEs basically comprise 99+%. Us in the big business, we're a very small fraction of that. But we contribute a fairly large percentage to GDP growth. No? And on a GDP per large corporation, of course, that contribution is very, very high. MSMEs basically generate 62% of the jobs in the Philippines. No? And that's large. That's large. And my role today under this administration of President Marcos is as the lead for the Private Sector Advisory Council for Job Generation, which again is related to MSMEs. So under President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo and under President Duterte, I had this role of a presidential advisor for entrepreneurship. So during these times, I was very fortunate to really have the support of the private sector. And that's very important. The private sector, being in basically medium and large businesses, felt also the need to help our micro and small entrepreneurs. No? And if we really want to scale up the economy in this country and create greater prosperity for all people, this is the way forward. I also am the ASEAN Business Advisory Council Chairman. And in 2017, when we celebrated the 50th year anniversary, and this was the year that the Philippines hosted the ASEAN, we launched the private sector, the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, launched what we call AMEN, which is the ASEAN Mentorship for Entrepreneurship Network. That is a very important launch, which, fast forward today, has accelerated, whereby what we do in the Philippines through Go Negosyo, the efforts that the private and public sector, so we work with government, the Department of Trade and Industry, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Science and Technology, etc. This partnership has been around for 17 years, and it has scaled up. So we have what we call programs whereby we bring in mentors to help teach our MSMEs on how to scale up. As an entrepreneur myself, the basic need of an entrepreneur must and is in access to mentor, access to money, and access to market. The 3 M's, which we call. In fact, we have a program right now, which you can see being launched in all the big shopping centers, Ayala, SM, Robinson. This is a physical program where you have mentors coming to these venues which we call 3M on Wheels. And we have close to 700 mentors now. So almost every month, there are 3M on Wheels happening. We have training programs with a lot of MSMEs that are gathered by DTI to their Go Negosyo centers, and similarly with the Department of Agriculture as well. No? So these hundreds of mentors are being deployed all over, and a program has been designed over the past 17 years, which has actually now carried up to the level of ASEAN. So what we are doing in this public-private partnership, 3 years, 4 years back, we launched it at the ASEAN level, 10 countries. now starting their own public-private partnership with their own respective government, some of them just going private alone, and following the basic principles of the 3 M's, which is mentoring, providing access to money, and providing access to market. An entrepreneur will not be successful without doing well in these 3 areas, the 3 M's. A mentor is very important. In my own life, as I had started as an entrepreneur, joined the family company, grew the family company. My mentors, basically, aside my father is the key mentor who has molded me to where I am today. Not only mindful of growing our business, but mindful of helping other people grow their business. And that's how Go Negosyo started. So, Amen, which is now the SE Mentorship Entrepreneurship Network, which is now being scaled up at the 10 countries. And locally here, our mentor program, the 3M on Wheels, and the efforts that Go Negosyo and the public sector is doing, is a whole concerted effort. Many of our mentors come from businesses, from the private sector, successful entrepreneurs. From William Bello to Alice Eduardo to Emma Imperial to so many people that you know are mentors. Why are they attending these events and mentoring micro entrepreneurs? Is because they too were once upon a time a micro entrepreneur. They too face challenges. And it's one way of paying back. So if big business and successful mentors have done it, and are now willing to share their secret of success and the way forward, it gives a better chance for us to really help our MSME scale up. They're the largest in number, but they're very small in terms of actual contribution per enterprise. So if we scale up a micro to a small and a small to a medium, you can imagine the economic growth that this country will have. And the purchasing power will also increase because these MSMEs will be able to generate more income for themselves and their families. And that's what we are trying to do for the past 17 years. And to large success, because we are not funded by government, we are funded by the private sector. We are now funded by the US government, the embassies, JAIB, the Japan government as well, funding Amen in a large-scale basis. And we are supported by advisors who are pulled from the Department of Trade and Industry and other government agencies. And of course, a pool of young, energetic people working for Go Negosyo. So our aim is to create an inclusive Philippines. The pandemic has actually made things much better in a sense. While the pandemic affected our economy to some extent, a lot of lives lost, but it actually shifted many people to move to the digital platforms, which in the end, to me, is that pathway that will create greater inclusivity for our economy. When I call inclusivity, from the brick and mortar moving to a digital platform, and the use of e-wallets, basically GCash and Maya, creates more access for micro or for small entrepreneurs to access a mentor easily to our platforms. They can go online. They can join DTI and Go Negosyo's online programs, EBA's programs. Access to mentors is what we're trying to do. And the only way to do that is to go digital, and that's what we're doing. We have a blend of offline online, which is our 3M on Wheels, which are happening in all the malls. But then there is also an online format that is being done simultaneously. So access to market is also important. With the Shopee, Lazada, and many other platforms in the service platforms, motorcycles, deliveries, and all of that, that is growing. So an entrepreneur can really access the customers through online platforms. And payments are done through basically cashless, whether you use GCash or Maya. So digitalization is the game changer that is rapidly helping our MSMEs access the 3 M's: mentorship, money, and market. And this is the goal that we want to achieve, a more inclusive Philippines. And your award ceremony is also very important, as we do give awards to many entrepreneurs, because we want to create stories and project the entrepreneurs who have gone through challenging times, but overcome these challenges because not only of their intelligence, but their character. So we want to show what makes a person successful. How passionate is he? How persistent is he? And that is important, as many of these people face so much challenges in life. And that's why we're here. And I really laud your efforts of creating this awarding ceremony, because the more people we recognize, especially our MSMEs, the more we inspire them, and the more people will be inspired, and that's what drives people to success. So again, I'd like to congratulate the Insular Board for these efforts in really recognizing inspiring people. And I hope that you continue your efforts, and in any way that we can help you, please do call on us. We will definitely support whatever you do in helping our MSMEs. Maraming salamat.
A very insightful talk indeed by Mr. Joey Concepcion III. Thank you very much. Now, like what we have been talking about since this morning, the InLife Negosyo Challenge is an important journey to our social enterprises. This showcases their advocacies, their progress, their setbacks and successes along the way, and of course, their compelling desire for deep and real-time change. That's why it is only fitting that we look back to what the program has brought to each of them. Let us watch this video. Of this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the top 10 social enterprise finalists of InLife Negosyo Challenge 2022. May we please call on stage Miss Nina Aguas, Mr. Raul Litawa, Miss Priya Tachadi, and Mr. David King Pangan to join us on stage. Let's give them a big round of applause, everyone. By the way, before we move forward, just saying hello to everyone who is watching us on Facebook, the official Facebook page of InLife. Hello to all of you. And now we move forward to meeting our finalists. So first, may we call on Beam and Go Philippines Incorporated. once again for Beam and Go Philippines Incorporated. So calling on a representative or two from Beam and Go Philippines. Thank you very much. And now once again, let's take a look at the screen for Candid Clothing. That was Candid Clothing, everybody. Now let's give it up for Empath Corporation. Turn our attention to the screen for Empath Corporation's video. And now let us welcome our representatives from Empath Corporation. Welcome Candid Clothing. They're not here with us presently, but they will be here via Zoom. All right, everyone, let's give Candid Clothing a big round of applause. And now let's take a look at the video of FH Moms Incorporated. Let's welcome on stage some representatives from FH Moms Inc. teenage moms. And now let's get introduced to Happy Helpers. And that was Happy Helpers, everybody. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much, Happy Helpers. And now let's see what Hey Success Virtual Assistant Services is all about. Let's take a look at this video. Virtual Assistant Services. Kindly make your way on stage, please. Success Virtual Assistant Services. And now, let's give it up for Magway. It was a pleasure getting to know you, Magway. Now please make your way on stage. Team Magway. And now, let us give it up for Mori Creations. Creations, everybody. Kindly make your way to the stage for a quick photo op with our executives. And to welcome our 9th finalist, we have Panublix Innovations Incorporated. Let's put our hands together for Panublix. Last but not the least, we have our 10th finalist, Pinoy Luminaries Lending Incorporation. And that was Pinoy Luminaries. Once again, kindly make your way on the stage for a quick photo op with our executives. All right, thank you very much. And to our executives, you can make your way to your seats. Once again, everybody, a big round of applause to our 10 finalists and our executives as well. What do you guys think? Who do you think will win? Woo! No one's saying any names yet, but we will find out. All right, moving forward, everybody, to determine the winners of this year's Negosyo Challenge, let me introduce to you our panel of judges. Let's give a big round of applause to the first judge and the president, CEO of Insular Life and vice chairman of Insular Foundation. We have Mr. Raul Litawa. Next, we also have founding president and CEO of Arise Spa Solutions and chairman of Philippine Franchise Association. She's also one of InLife Shiro's ambassadors. Give your loud applause to Miss Cheryl Quintana. Up next, we also have a senior executive in the field of social development, innovation, and entrepreneurship. She is the director of Exchange, Miss Love Greg Moral Perez. And next, in our list of judges, we also have the associate health lead of Ignite Impact Fund, co-founder and CEO of Veris Tech Incorporated, here is Miss Christine May KM Magtubo. And last but definitely not least, we have the co-founder and managing partner of Invest Ventures, a local impact investment firm that provides growth capital and business enabling services for women's SMEs in the Philippines. Please welcome Mr. David King Pangan. And now the question is, are you all ready to know who the winners are? Can you give us the loudest cheers and applause if you're really ready? All right, everyone, I know that we're already nearing the announcement and everyone's all revved up, including me, to meet the winners. But before any of that, let's first check out what went down in today's event, all right? Let's watch this video. today. But before anything else, I'm going to do a quick roll call. Do we have representatives from all of the finalists here? Yes? All right, first up, calling on Beam and Go Philippines Incorporated. We also have Candid Clothing, who we saw over on Zoom a while ago. Let's give them a big round of applause. And of course, let's give it up for Empath Corporation. Do we have anyone from FH Moms Inc.? Yes, hello to you guys. How about people from Happy Helpers? Loving the energy. And of course, we also have Hey Success Virtual Assistant Services. Let's please cheer for Magwai. How about we hear from Mori Creations? I'm loving your smiles. And syempre, we have people from Panublix Innovations Incorporated as well. And last but not the least, Pinoy Luminaries Lending Incorporated. Why don't we give all of them a big round of applause? And of course, we would also like to thank our executives for being huge contributors in making this event possible, and to all of our SMEs who chose to go through this process as well. Actually, originally we had 20 finalists, and then it went down to the best 10. Again, let's give it up for them. Big round of applause and congratulations to all of you. You know, this day has been so much fun and meaningful. The presentations and pitches were all incredibly inspiring. And to be honest, everyone's already a winner, as I've been mentioning earlier, because each enterprise dared the challenge to make a difference and relevant impact in the society and environment through their businesses. With that, it is time to announce the winners. All right. And to present the awards, may we please call on stage Miss Nina Aguas, Mr. Raul Litawa, Miss Priya Tachadi, and Mr. David King Pangan. Kindly make your way to the center of the stage. Deep breaths, everyone. Are we ready to find out who the winners are? Woo! All right, here we go. Let's first announce our 2 second runners-up who will take home 250,000 pesos cash grant each and a 6-month-long incubation support. Congratulations to Hey Success Virtual Assistant Services! You have just won a 250,000 peso cash grant! Wow! Once again, a big congratulations to Hey Success! Thank you very much. And now to our second runner-up to win 250,000 cash grant once again. Let's give it up for Magway! Joyous moment. Congratulations, Team Magway. To those of you who are watching on Facebook, do let us know and send us your reactions via the comments. We'd love to know your thoughts about how this event is going so far. Once again, congratulations, Magway! All right, here we go. Let's move on to our first runner-up, who will get 500,000 peso cash grant and a 6-month-long incubation support. Congratulations to... Drum roll, please. Empath Corporation! of the InLife Negosyo Challenge 2022. And everybody, that was Empath Corporation. Let's give it up for them. Woo! Take a deep breath, everybody. We're going to move on to our grand winner, who will get 1 million pesos cash grant and a 6-month-long incubation support. We have none other than Panublix Innovations Incorporated! Wow! Congratulations! Panublix Innovations Incorporated, you are our grand winners for the InLife Negosyo Challenge 2022! I'm seeing a lot of happy tears. Wow! I'm sure we can cheer on Panublix better than that. Come on, guys. All right, and that does it. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again, Panublix. Wow, to our executives, thank you, thank you. You can make your way to your seats. To our judges, thank you as well. Congratulations to our InLife Negosyo Challenge 2022 winners. You all of you, all 10 of you did such a wonderful job. You all should be proud of yourselves. Once again, my name is Micah Louise. It has been such a pleasure being here in front of all of you. Why don't we give it up for the judges as well? Of course, our executives, thank you all for being such great contributors to making this happen. And now I leave all of you with this song that tells us a lot about pushing forward and making your dreams come true into a reality. Everyone, thank you very much. Good night. Congratulations. Bye, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.
Everyone, before you leave, I would like to sing a song for everyone here, and congratulations to all the winners. To all the winners, and of course, thank you so much Insular Life for having me. Sana ma-inspire kayo sa song na to na i-dedicate ko sa inyong lahat. Sa lahat ng nag-try, huwag kayong mag-give up. May next time pa, and congratulations po sa winner. Ayan, thank you so much. Sana po magustuhan ninyong lahat.
Da-da-dun-da-da, da-da-dun-da-da, da-da-dun-da-da-da-da. Da-da-dun-da-da, da-da-dun-da-da, da-da-dun-da-da-da-da. Grew up in a small town, and when the rain would fall down, I'd just stare out my window, dreaming of what could be. And if I'd end up happy, I would pray, trying hard to reach out, but when I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear me. Wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here. So I pray I could break away.
Everybody, sabay niyo po ako.
I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away out of the darkness and into the sun. But I won't forget all the ones that I I love. I'll take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Da 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 da. Wanna feel the warm breeze, sleep under a palm tree, feel the rush of the ocean. Get on board a fast train, travel on a jet plane far away and break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, I won't forget all the ones that I love. I gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Buildings with 100 floors, swing around revolving doors. Maybe I don't know where they'll take me, but gotta keep moving on, fly away, break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. Though it's not easy to tell you goodbye. Take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, but I won't forget the place I come from. I gotta take a risk, make a change, and break away. Break away.
Yeah, thank you so much po. And once again, congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much, Insular Life, for having me once again. Thank you so much.
No, where? But what they don't know is we don't care. We're gonna keep it on going.
We are kindly requesting the executives along with the winners to please come up on stage. Once again, we are kindly requesting the winners along with our executives to please come up on stage once again.
They think we just dropped out, living at our mom's house. Parents must be so proud, they know it all. No, they don't speak our language, they say we're too savage. No,
For a quick photo op, calling on our winners along with all of our finalists and as well as our executives to please come up on stage. Thank you very much.